A triple BAFTA award-winning comedian who, from shooting stars to fantasy football, has been making us laugh for over 30 years. He recently swapped Paul Hollywood on Bake Off for proper Hollywood with Paul Mescal. We are delighted to welcome one of the stars of Bridesmaids, Wonka and Gladiator 2, Matt Lucas!
Thank you. We're underdressed.
We're underdressed, Matt.
Yeah.
We're underdressed.
Good evening, everybody.
All for you. This is all for you.
Thank you very much. Best seat in the house, this.
Yeah. It's a good seat.
Yeah.
We're here to worship, from Little Britain to Bake Off to Wonka and Gladiator. Matt Lucas, who has now completed show business. Congratulations.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much. Including the Late Late Show.
You're doing the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
We're going to be chatting about this in just a second. This is your book, The Boy Who Slept Through Christmas. But we want to talk about Gladiator 2 first, because I know you are the main star of the movie and in every scene.
No, this is... Thank you very much.
By the way, this is Gladiator, Ridley Scott's movie, not the BBC show with Bradley Walsh, okay?
That's right.
This is...
Yes. No, I have a small... I mean, I filmed 4 scenes for Gladiator 2, so I'm seeing it on Monday.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet, but I do know that I am in it.
Okay.
And I play the Master of Ceremonies in the Colosseum.
Wow.
Announcing the battles, yeah.
And so, because it's Ridley Scott, does that mean that you're just standing there on a green screen, or is it like a proper Ben-Hur set?
I was there on the set. It's the same set that they had... They'd kept it standing from the original Gladiator.
No way.
It's out in Malta. And, yeah, it was just amazing. I mean, I've been on some big movies, Alice in Wonderland and Wonka, where the scale is huge, but I've never been on anything where the scale was as big as Gladiator 2.
And did you get to hang out a little bit with our Paul Mescal?
I met Paul. I met him 2 or 3 times on set, and was so impressed by... I mean, he's transformed his body. You can see he is a big hunk now.
Yeah? Sexy hunk, Paul Mescal?
Yeah, yeah. If I wasn't already, I would be after that. And Pedro Pascal was there.
Who apparently big fan of yours.
Well, he knew Little Britain. He said it was one of his shows that he liked to watch, yeah. And I very briefly met Denzel Washington. I don't think he knew who I was, yeah.
I mean, it's a long, long way from, what was it, your first role was a milkman, is that right?
I was a milkman aged 10 in the synagogue talent show, yes.
No way.
Yes, back when we had milkmen. In 1985. Do we still have milkmen that deliver and put on your doorstep?
I'm not too... there's the odd one or two.
We do?
The odd one or two.
I might move over here, because I miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was the first time that you got proper laughs, was it? Was that?
On stage, yeah. And then failed the audition for the school play when I was 12, but age 13, I was in the school musical and was one of 4 people at the school who was asked to join the National Youth Music Theatre, and went to the Edinburgh Festival. So by 13, I was doing that. At 14, I auditioned and got into a West End play. So that was me, yeah.
I mean, when you say it like that, and it sort of looks like everything sort of moves smoothly, but, you know, childhood for you, it wasn't straightforward, was it? No,
I mean, I know you obviously had a lot to overcome. I had, you know, I lost my hair when I was 6 years old. Alopecia, which is an overactive immune system. So, oh, look, oh, so sweet I am.
Look at that.
Oh, so cute.
And the 70s tank top.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Yeah, well, it was, 1980.
Oh, wow, that's 80.
My hair fell out.
Yeah.
And, yeah, very strange. And, of course, people used to look at me and stare at me and you know, take the mickey. So I think that just gave me a sense that, if people are just going to look at me and laugh, I want to somehow try and control that laughter. So that led me to try and sort of perform and be funny, because I thought, looking like this, I need to be good at something, otherwise I'll just be the kid with no hair. And also, I didn't want people just feeling sorry for me, which they often did.
And there was that thing, wasn't there, where you loved football and, you know, you weren't great playing it. And
no,
so
I'm a dreadful footballer. I love football. But
you were the kid commentating along the sideline.
I used to commentate, yeah, on school football matches. No, I was a little fat kid with asthma. I was not the best footballer at the school. But, oh, look.
You see?
Arsenal, yeah,
There
sorry
you go,
about that.
Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
I mean, you've said, you know, in the past that supporting Arsenal gave you a sort of a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Why was that?
I think it's just, it's because you go, you know, when you go and watch your football team play or any sporting team play, you know, who you are doesn't really matter. You know, any problems you've got, you've got the problems of the football team. In Arsenal's case, trying to keep 11 men on the pitch. So you can just kind of lose yourself. And also, you know, Bob Mortimer, the comedian, he told me that he had a couple of difficult incidents in his early life, and he sort of measured his recovery by how he felt when he went to football. Because football is the constant in your life. If you're a football fan and you go, it's the thing that sort of doesn't change. When, you know, my parents divorced, my dad went to prison, other difficult things have happened, I lost a partner, all sorts of things. But if I go to football, football's always sort of there for me and it doesn't really change.
You really made it, you know, in my world, whenever you did Shooting Stars with Bob and Vic, because they were huge.
Well, that was my big break, playing a baby. Banging the drums, yeah.
Which you did so well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until you got a cream egg ad that your mum stopped worrying. I love the fact your mum was still worrying that you were still doing a show with Bob and Vic, but maybe this wasn't a proper job.
Yeah, I remember, because I still lived at home, and I got on Shooting Stars when I was 21. I was still living at home, and I'd be talking to my mum about Shooting Stars and saying, you know, there's a bit on the show. And I remember my mum went, yeah, never mind about Shooting Stars. You go and tidy your room. Because she just sort of, you know, and understandably, she was worried. You know, I'd been at university, and I left university a year early to go and do TV shows because I was getting offered work. And my mum was like, well, you don't have a degree now. But I became the Cadbury's cream egg man. I did their commercials for 3 years. And with that money, I was able to put a down payment on a flat. And that's when my mum thought, oh, actually, I think he's going to be all right.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah, so she always says, any more adverts? Yeah.
Little Britain was the show that just took it to another level. What was it with you and David that clicked and worked?
You know, I met David Walliams in 1990. I was 16, he was, I think, 19. We met in the National Youth Theatre. We were surrounded by brilliant actors, often quite serious actors, but there were the people in the National Youth Theatre. I think Daniel Craig had been a member, Helen Mirren many years earlier, Daniel Day-Lewis, you know, really great actors. And there's two idiots, me and David. And we just bonded because we had a love of comedy. We loved Laurel and Hardy. We loved Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. But we were both boys who'd grown up in the suburbs. He was about 10 miles south of the centre of London. I was about 10 miles north. And we were just always sort of within touching distance of the glamour. But we ultimately were still boys growing up in suburban bedrooms. And we had watched a lot of television growing up, you know. Now they're all on TikTok, aren't they?
Yeah.
But we used to sit in front of our TVs. So we just had this shared knowledge. And yeah, I'm very, very lucky, you know, with Noel Fielding on the Bake Off. I found a double act partner on Fantasy Football League with Ellis James. When I've done Les Miserables with Katie Seacombe, Harry Seacombe's daughter. I've been really, really lucky to find these sort of fellows to work with. But David is the guy, you know, we just have this chemistry. And to this day, you know, we're still developing stuff together. We're working on some new ideas. And it's, you know, we had a little break, but it's like we've never been away. I
was just going to say, maybe they were lucky to find you. Maybe that's...
Well, I don't know, it's not for me to say, but you can say it loudly, if you like. Well, thank you. That was shameless. That was like asking for a standing ovation. I can't believe I did that.
And you got it.
How did I do that?
Do you think there'll be another version of Little Britain, or has comedy moved on?
I think we would like to do something else, you know.
What do you think that would be?
Don't know, still figuring it out. I think we really enjoy when we play lots of characters and we dress up, you know. We really like doing that. That's just fun to us, you know. That's all we ever really wanted to do. You know, we were kids. Everyone likes, you know, when you're a kid and you open your parents' cupboard and you start putting on their clothes and you go down, you get a big laugh. And that's what we like doing, really. So anything that we can do that involves that, just kind of mucking about and dressing up, we'd like to do.
So he's a best-selling author. You are now a best-selling author.
Not on his level, but yeah, I'm sort of...
You're doing all right. I mean,
doing okay.
This is amazing. This is the boy who slept through Christmas, which is very easy to do in Ireland if you find the right lock-in after midnight mass. Tell us about this.
So I wrote this novel, The Boy Who Slept Through Christmas. It's for children and adults. It's about a little boy called Leo who's 10 years old, and he absolutely loves Christmas. But this Christmas is going to be a difficult one because his mother has passed away a few months earlier. So he's really anxious about how he can make Christmas as wonderful as it has been in the past. And he did promise his mum before she passed away that he was going to have the best Christmas ever. So it's about his mission to do that. But he has a meltdown on Christmas Eve, and he wishes Christmas away, and he wakes up on Boxing Day. And be careful what you wish for, as it says on the back of the book. But it is a comedy. It's a funny novel, and...
And the songs in it.
Yes, so as I was writing the novel, I thought, you know, I'd really love this to be a stage musical one day, because I love musicals. I've been in Les Miserables. So what I did was I started writing songs, and I wrote and recorded 20 songs. And when you read the book, there are 20 QR codes inside the book. Right? So you read the book and you take out your phone or your tablet,
and you
point
scan
it
that,
and it takes
you
you
download Roblox.
Well, yes, you can do, if you like. But it takes you to a lyric video of the songs. And also, to coincide with the release of this paperback, because the hardback was last year, the paperback's this year, I've released all the music as an album. So if you go on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and all those streamers, you can just hear the album, The Boy Who Slept Through Christmas. And now I've got a producer and a director. So next year, I'm going to start writing a stage adaptation for it.
And you're going to sing one of those songs for us right now.
I would have done, but you've got Bambi Thug.
We've got Bambi Thug.
Yeah.
We've got Bambi Thug.
There you go.
Got to chat a wee bit about Bake Off. People say, I think it was Dale Winton always used to say, don't quit the hit. Was it hard to walk away from that show?
Do you know what? I had the best time on Bake Off. It was such a blessing, particularly, not just because of this, but particularly because it happened during the pandemic, when instead of sitting at home eating cakes, I was in a tent eating cakes.
What was harder? What was harder, leaving Bake Off or competing in Bake Off?
Well, I love doing the show. I did 51 episodes, so I definitely felt it was time for someone else to have a go. And because I knew I wanted to work with David, and I was doing Fantasy Football League, and also I'd done Wonka, and things like Gladiator 2 were coming up. So I thought, OK, I need to just try and fit all these things in. But there was one episode where one of the celebrities in the charity edition had to pull out the night before, and they basically forced me to go on and be one of the competitors. I'm not a baker. I hadn't practiced, but I did actually get a Hollywood handshake for my biscuits.
Well, you did. Let's have a little look at this.
Yeah.
Hello, Matt.
Hello.
This is like a dream.
Yes. I remember that you don't like too much icing.
Well, then at the same time, we don't like none.
Well, that's why there isn't none. That's why there's some.
You can see straight away.
Yeah, that's intentional.
The thickness.
This is artisan food, Paul. Let me tell you a little bit about food. This is artisan food. It's not supposed to be identical.
Watch your teeth, bro.
These biscuits are made from love, and love comes in different shapes and sizes.
Great flavour.
Handshake, handshake, handshake.
I know what he's going to do.
Come on, I won't let you do that.
Oh! Hey! Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, my showstopper was a disaster, in fairness, but I won the technical as well. And, yeah, it was great fun, because the thing is, if they'd ever asked me, would you come on it, I'd have been, oh, no, I don't have the guts. But because I was thrown into it and had to do it...
Couldn't get out of it.
I couldn't get out of it, yeah. It was good fun. It's quite stressful, though. It's quite stressful baking, even if you're not on telly, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Do you bake at all?
I don't. But I can imagine that it is.
Oh, it's very stressful,
yeah.
yeah.
Look, you're going to stay with us?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. OK, Matt's book, The Boy Who Slept Through Christmas, is out now. Give it up one more time for Mr. Matt Lucas.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.